Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday morning. Um, I'm in Nashville. In about an hour and 40 minutes, I'm getting ready to start teaching the communications seminar for a group of labor leaders and management people from the same company. That's going to last till about 2 in the afternoon. This afternoon, however, what I'm really excited about for a select group of these people is I'm going to be rolling out a new seminar concept that I'm going to be using. Now, one of the things throughout my entire life, one of the positive things I can honestly tell you I've done my entire life is that I've always given credit where credit is due. And if you think that's kind of noble and shiny and knight-like, my motivation for doing it kind of came from a negative to begin with. And if you read my blog yesterday and have followed some of my recent struggles to get a hold of who I am, one of the things that I've always done is I have always given credit where credit is due. Because a lot of times when I didn't have the confidence in my own ability to stand up and say, wait a minute, I did that, okay, other people would take the credit for something I did. They would get the reward, whatever the reward was for it, and I'd kind of be sitting there. All right. Well, I learned a lot of things from that. The first thing I learned is that my grandpa always used to say, if you're telling the truth, it's not bragging. So if you do something and do it well, take the credit for it. The other thing is if you deserve part of the credit, if other people inspired you, gave you a thought or idea, give them the credit too. One of the things I found by doing that is that people are more willing to share their thoughts, their ideas, their secrets, their dreams with you. They may not always have the gift to communicate them. They may have the thought or idea. So that lengthy preface leads me to the fact that what I'm going to be kicking off in a beta version this afternoon is a new concept I'm going to be teaching on leading a successful life. And a lot of the thoughts and ideas, the affirmations that I got that I was on the right track came from you guys, came from reading your blogs, came from your responses to my blogs, some private spark mail some of you sent me sharing your journeys and your stories, and some of the goodies, and just the overall affirmation, love, and that whole neat feeling one gets. So I just wanted to share briefly with you. If you read my blogs, you can take a nap for this part because you probably know it, but I've kind of refined it a little bit. Other than blogging here on Spark, and this is certainly not an advertisement, kind of an explanation, I do a blog on Blogspot, usually weekly, called Developing Successful Lives. And I'll talk about that some other time, how it got from becoming a leader to developing a successful life. But anyway, I've had a lot of people say to me, I'd like to be more successful than I am right now. So here's the 3 things that I've come up with that I'm going to start sharing this afternoon, and I'm real excited about, and that you guys deserve some credit for kind of being my inspiration, along with a lot of other people. First of all, you've heard me say you deserve to be happy. Do you deserve to be successful? I think you have to start there. I think you have to sit down, because anything you do afterwards, you kind of sit there and say, well, I'm a good person, but I'm not as good as Jackie, or I'm not as good as Bill, or I'm not as good as Debbie. Okay? They're better. I deserve what I have. In some way, shape, or form, we've turned that into saintliness. Okay, look at good old humble John. Right? Do you deserve to be successful? And then once you believe that you deserve to be successful, not only are you worth it, but you have to believe you're worth all the effort you've put into it. One of the neat things I found about being part of the Spark community business and social team is that every time there's a new member, you welcome them. So you go to their Spark page and say a little comment, hey, welcome to the SP community team, welcome to the SP community business team. And, I always kind of take a gander at people's pages, and you look at the weight loss or the exercise accomplishments, and you say, boy, not only do they deserve to be successful, but they really believe they were worth all the effort they put in. So, some of you have started a new exercise program. Some of you have begun maybe a different way of looking at health and nutrition. There's sacrifice there, okay? I mean, sometimes we think that all of this is that you sit there with your arms around one another singing, "The sun will come out tomorrow." Okay, I'll stop singing. No, it's frustrating, okay? And sometimes we even question our own self-worth. Okay? Now, once you believe that you're worth it, the effort, and then you believe you deserve to be successful, then you start hanging around with successful people. You kind of start to rid yourself of those people who don't have the same values and who don't have the same commitment to a healthy life that you do. And isn't it amazing that one thing we've learned here, and I've learned from a lot of you, is that health is not just diet and exercise? I chuckle back to the 15th of December 2009 when I first started Sparkin, and looking at the fact that, boy, this is going to be a good diet and exercise program. And today, I'm looking at how I look at myself, how I always felt I had to be perfect, and those sort of things, a people pleaser. And I have to chuckle in a real good way. Well, that came from hanging around with good people. I started Sparking because I wanted to be more successful in my life. I started Sparking because I knew there was going to be a sacrifice that had to be made, and it was worth the effort. And so, I guess this morning I just want to say thank you. I already thanked Joan, my wife, a number of times for her faith in me. When she'd hear me muttering and cussing from downstairs in my office when trying to put stuff together, she'd come down and say, "Well, walk me through what you're doing." Okay, and say, "Well, what if you did it this way, or what if you looked at it that way?" And then I'd kind of smile, and she'd give me a kiss on the top of my bald little head, or pat me on the top of the head and smile and walk out, and then everything would be perfectly clear. And the support you guys give me, support my kids give me, I just want to say thank you. This is a beta version. And what I'm hoping to do is maybe publish some of this here for you all to look at, and really interested in your comments, what you think. So I hope you have a great Tuesday. It's a nice cool morning in Nashville, and yeah, I slept in a little bit. Otherwise I would have got up and run, but it's supposed to be relatively cool here today, so I'm going to run this afternoon when I'm done. Hope you guys have a great day.